How we age does not mean that we should accept a decline. That's a decline in our fitness, our ability to do things, to travel, to go out and do activities and physical things with others, to be cognizant fully, just all the different aspects of how we associate aging. So we have direct leverage over how we age, over our energy, our focus, our durability. All of those apply. And it is 100% within your power, 100% within my power to be the decision maker on how our health span, the quality of our years, goes. My name is Ryan Sanders. I'm with Project Fresh, my company. I'm the lead owner of this company. And for over the last 13 years, I've helped people take control of their health, optimize performance, and build sustainable habits that actually stick. So, as a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a certified sports nutrition coach, I've had the opportunity to get to work with everyone from athletes to busy professionals, a lot of busy professionals, a lot of busy moms, dads, grandfathers, grandmothers, coaching them through the science and the real world challenges of fitness and nutrition. So here I share the stories, the lessons, and the systems that make long-term wellness possible. And as you can tell, if you're catching a flavor of what it is that we're covering today, it's about aging, how to age on your own terms. And it really, truly is up to us. I know there's a lot of information going back and forth online. I know there's a lot of perceptions and a lot of thoughts around this. A lot of people just kind of take it as aging comes as it does, and it feels harder to get fit as you get older. It's harder to lose fat. It's harder to feel better and have energy as you get older, as you raise kids, as you get deeper into your or higher up the corporate ladder, deeper into your business, deeper into whatever it is you do in life. The day and age calls for a lot more work because things are more expensive. I'm hearing people say money doesn't flow like it used to, those kinds of things. So that being said, I do want to point out that for the factors that would make it harder for you, say what mom and dad gave you, or maybe ailments that you might be dealing with that are out of your control, that on average is about 10% of the population. I'm speaking to the broader 90%. Not to say those 10% can't be helped, can't have the assistance that I'm looking to give, but on average, it is going to speak predominantly to those that do have the ability to make the difference. And everybody has the ability to make the difference. I've seen the most extreme, most difficult, most heart-wrenching challenges still be addressed, and not in the sense of like they're addressing it and for sure they're going to come out of it. It's just they've taken on a mindset that I'm going to do whatever it takes to assist myself in this process, right? And I think it starts with the mind, but that's not what today is about. Today is about making sure that energy feels easier to come by, okay? And that with that being said, we're also addressing some different things in relationship to energy. So very first and foremost, there's two different ways to address this whole dynamic of your biological age, right? Chronological age is the number of times we've gone around the sun. So I'm in my mid 30s. I've had 35 plus years of traveling around the sun. But what is my biological age? That is, how old is my body? How old are my cells? If we were to go and take a look. Now, right now, I'm working on getting a test to find out exactly where I'm at. It plays into the telomeres, if you're familiar with those. It's little end caps of our DNA that tell us how old we are and how we feel our body in these two different ways I'm going to share with you determines the length of those telomeres and roughly how old you are, right? Biologically. And so the two different ways. Number one is through exercise, eating very well, sleeping well, managing stress, drinking water, and being around people who love you, you love them, like to do the same things, are enjoyable. You've got a tight-knit community and you are connected. Now, there are those studies out there that show the spirituality, and you see in the context of Christianity being one of the main, not the main. I don't believe that this is a Christian nation or anything along those lines. I'm just saying it's one of the main religions here in the United States. There are some studies that show that having a form of religion is also a key component to your longevity, to your health span, your quality of your health, and how long you live. Now, I've shared with you that I'm a believer in Jesus. I believe in the Bible. I believe what Jesus says. I follow the word as closely as I can, and I feel like he has done what he says in the book he's done. That is my own personal walk. There's a lot of things that I've come to see, realize, and understand, and I feel free in those things. There are still things I'm working on, and I still feel like I'm in bondage. So it's a journey. But that's just a little caveat to my perspective, not saying that that is something that you should do or have to do. It's just a little extra caveat in the context of your life or your longevity. Now, that's number one. It's all the different things that we can manage and we can work on. Number two is really addressing, this gets a little bit deeper to the inside. A lot of those can be cosmetic. They do have all of their internal benefits for part number one that I mentioned. But number two is really a finite or very focused effort on everything going on inside. And that is addressing the oxidative stress or damage to the cell itself. If you've seen any of our posts or if you follow any of what's being posted online, Diary of a CEO is one. He's got all kinds of different physicians coming on talking about the cell, talking about the mitochondria. If you are asleep in biology, I'm sorry, these words may sound familiar, but they may have been mixed in with your dreams during that season of junior high, I guess, is when we did biology, maybe high school. But basically, everything revolves around the cell, our age, our energy, our ability, the health of the cell. Now, again, part number one, VO2 max, that's your lungs and your heart, making those stronger and more efficient, you being able to take in more oxygen and use it. Your muscle mass, the more muscle we have, the better for many different factors. I've gotten into that in previous videos. And then number three is your overall strength. Oftentimes we get very weak, we get very brittle, bone, connective tissue, muscle, and that makes us very susceptible. Again, you work on those. That's option number one. Number two is bringing in methodologies or supplementation or therapy to build up the cell, to address the damage that it's taking every day, because it's under stress every day from what's in our environment to what's coming through the solar system, to you name it, all the different things that can attack and damage the cell, to also that depletion of energy. The cell is constantly using energy to repair itself. And so one of the things that we've been recently talking about and discovering or looking at is NAD. It's a coenzyme that helps the cell achieve that task. The only challenge is that oftentimes that's not enough. We need some other factors in there to help us maintain that energy, to help us damage the cell. So if we don't fill those holes in our tank, now we've got a leaky fuel tank, right? We're losing some of what we could otherwise use. So we need to really protect that process. And so part number two, what we're doing is this week and next week, we have 4 different workshops. I'm starting off with 2 tomorrow and Saturday here local. We're going to talk about a new product that we've been testing. We're about a week into testing it ourselves, but the clinical results are showing that for those that take this particular product in the first 60 days, their cells are showing 8 years younger than when they started. So their cells have gotten younger 8 years over 60 days. And if you pair this with an overall bundle that we have, they're finding that over the course of using that bundle, I think it's either 60 or 90 days, those who took it versus those who were on placebo, it was a clinical trial, a clinical study, double blind. So neither the participants nor the researchers knew who got what. And it was also placebo. So that means it was tested against something that didn't have the benefits. So nobody knows who has the placebos. Nobody knows who has the full bundle. They found that on average, those that were taking the full, what am I after here? Bundle, the whole suite of products, were shown 11 years younger in their biological age. So today I'm just going to focus on one of those things, and this directly ties to the NAD plus leakage. And very simply, that product here is called Vivix Plus. And so this is intended to boost your NAD and to also protect it as well. And so it's using NMN to help boost your NAD, if you're familiar with these terms. It's using apigenin to help keep that NAD in there to help the energy and the damage repair. And then there's also some patented polyphenols to help with the telomere as well. Okay. I'm not going to elaborate on that too much, but if you are interested, then you'll want to come to our events. If you're not local here in Denver, next Tuesday, and I'll mention this on our next Monday Lunch Live next week. Next Tuesday, we have our live broadcast. We're going to be bringing in, I've got some fellow team members who are going to be hosting collectively together a full presentation, a workshop specifically on this, highlighting those three different things on how to assess your bioage with a score, how to fix that leakage problem that I was just talking about, and then build the sustainable habits that help you recover and stay optimum throughout. Okay. And we'll highlight some of the aspects of the bundle I mentioned and also get into how you can participate if you'd like to. But ultimately, back to the two options, we can either focus on all the different things, working our VO2 max, primarily the number one determinant of our longevity, followed closely by muscle mass and strength, and working all the habits to address that. That's your one option. Or option two is that you can utilize something like Vivix Plus to help you. They found that those that were using Vivix Plus over the 60 days, they saw an increase in their VO2 max, about 2 to 3 points over those 60 days. So what does that mean? Their oxygen uptake, their body's ability to use that oxygen improved those 2 to 3 points with just in 60 days. Now, I had people ask me, well, what happens once you get to that point where you're feeling better? Do I have to do this for the rest of my life? Well, the habits that got you to where you want to be are the habits that are going to keep you there. So if you're overweight, wanting to lose fat, if you're feeling like it's really hard to walk up the stairs and you're breathing really heavy, if you're having concerns around, can I get on a plane and fly across the ocean to go support my daughter or son in something they're doing, to go on that vacation I've always wanted to go on, whatever it might be, the habits that you're in right now over the last, it could be 90 days to a full year, have you where you are now. And if they don't change, that's only going to get worse. The same applies if you switch those habits, if you do option one, option two, or in my world, I like to bring them together and do it all collectively, progressively over time, not everything at once, but stacking on habits as we go. The supplementation makes it easy to start. Now you're changing the habits that are going to change the foundation of how you get to live. Again, the longevity, how old you get to be, and the quality of those years. And we see that so much through all of our clinical studies that we've done as human beings. So that being said, if you'd like to know more, what I want you guys to do is just go ahead and drop in the comments event, and I will get you connected. If you're local, I'll get you connected to one of our local workshops. We've got 3 between this week and next. And if you're not local, then drop event still in the chat. And actually go ahead and drop digital workshop so I know that you're not local. So workshop for those that are, event for those that are here in the Denver area, and then digital event for those that are not in the Denver metro. So I know who's who. Drop it in the chat, and I will make sure that you get the information. All right, as I mentioned, next week, Monday Lunch Live, we're going to talk a little bit more about the benefits of what we're working on. I'll have another week under my belt for testing it myself. But ultimately today was just to share with you guys that you got to pick one if you want to have the results. If you do neither, then you're subject to whatever your current lifestyle has brought you to today. And you'll know what that lifestyle is based on the results, what you're experiencing, how you're experiencing your health, basically. So it's Ryan Sanders here with Project Fresh. This is our Monday Lunch Live, and we have topics like this every week at the same time, 12 p.m. Mountain Standard, and 11 a.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. All of those timelines align with our friends up in Canada, or at least I'm a friend. Hey, I would definitely send whatever aid possible with all those fires you guys are experiencing. The fires are awful. We've had some here in Colorado, so I hope you guys are hanging in there. For those in Mexico, the same. I don't think there's any fires, but I hope you guys are well. And then just a special note to those in Hawaii. Saw the storm going through. I hope you guys are hanging in there with the flooding and all the different things happening. Beautiful island, beautiful culture, and I hope you guys are hanging in there well. I've had a handful of clients who live in Hawaii or from Hawaii, and different friends in business who I've met that are from there as well. So just hope you guys hang in there, and we'll see everybody next week. Keep on giving your best effort because that's what really matters.